Yeah, yeah, come on. Yeah, improvisational, doing it one at a time, at the same time, doing voice and beat. Voice, voice and beat is what I'm doing live. Yeah, LIB back again, yo. Yeah, coming from Society Hill, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm here to tell you about a substance that can be used for many things. It has numerous purposes, which I will describe in the following song. The thing I'm talking about is only a few bucks. There's name brands, and there's generic, but most people refer to it as duct tape, duct tape, duct tape. It is the coolest thing since the wheel, duct tape. Technically, it can be a wheel. It can hold up pitches, patch up holes in hoses, and seal stuff. Duct tape. Duct tape. It can seal air leaks and anything that delivers air. Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. It can hold up two things that... It can bond two things together that previously cannot hold together under normal circumstances. Like science is a tool that can be used for good or evil. For criminals, it will bond the hands, feet, and mouth of unsuspecting victims. It can also bond the hands of that same perpetrator if and or when the arresting officer were to run out of handcuffs. Duct tape. It has great applications in the bedroom. The obvious bondage reference would be too easy. We will refrain from that here. Duct tape. Duct tape. In the sack, duct tape can fasten condoms to an object in close proximity to the action. This minimizes the awkward hold on, I got to put on a rubber time. This time it's been shown to induce a limp erection in many men. Duct tape can also become a decent cock ring if necessary. Make sure you have nurse's shears handy to that juncture. Make sure you have head. Make sure you have head. Make sure you have head. Make sure you have nurse's shears handy at that juncture. Since duct tape fastens to itself better than anything else, circulation could be cut off in seconds. Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. I'm really keen on impressing guests. I'm really in. I messed up again. I think I start the beat again. I'm really keen on impressing party guests with a little duct tape. Figures. Figures. I'll make Mr. and Mrs. Duct Tape, the duct tape children, and the duct tape dream home. Duct tape.
Duct tape.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes duct tape is not literal, but more, what's the word I'm looking for? Spiritual. Things that are in the spirit of duct tape. Kind of like if you have a leak that breaks out in your furnace that's leaking onto the furnace itself where there's no room for a bucket. Yeah, you weigh down a Chinese food tray with a pair of vice grips. You poke a hole in the tray so that it diverts the water over to where you can put a big bucket on the floor. Sure, there's no duct tape in this actual solution, but it embodies the spirit of duct tape. Know what I mean?
Not really.
But I mean,
So what was funny is
you're just gonna move right past that and not even try to understand that.
I was helping out my nephew to get his house ready for renting it out. Okay, just got back yesterday, and he looked at the. Okay, first of all, he got a new washer and dryer for the rental place, right?
Okay.
And the dryer was quote unquote hooked up, okay, to 110. And the idiot installer said, "I guess it's electric."
It was hooked up to 110, and the guy's guessing it's electric.
And even though he's seeing the gas hose there, maybe he didn't see the inlet on the dryer itself.
So
and it just walked away, just gave up. That's it.
So the gas dryer had a hose plugged into a 110 line.
No. Had an electrical wire. An electric dryer will be 240.
You're right, because the 110's only tumbling the tumbler, so you would still need electricity.
Yes,
in a gas dryer.
Need more juice. Yeah, and you need more juice.
But this clearly is not the gas man. So what does he know about a gas line when he sees one?
Whatever. Anyway, so and then I look at that hose and I took the little nipple off the inlet, because they want to protect it from getting all mucked up.
Right.
And put the hose up to it like, oh shit, I need to get the adapter. Look in the instructions. The instructions are totally useless, right?
Okay.
So, I'm going to go to Lowe's. We bought this thing and explain that I need the adapter. So I go in there. This guy pulls out this big old gym bag full of adapters and hoses and all this, specifically for gas dryers. Right?
This is how they sell them at Lowe's?
This is what this guy had. I think he doesn't look like a regular installer either. That was the weird part.
Okay. Dune wants us to start
all
over.
All of these, we're hooking up a gas dryer, Dune. How's that?
Brian completely didn't understand what I was talking about, even with video demonstration. So we went into his story. So as I understand it, a relative of yours...
we'll be back. We'll be back.
Okay. Relative of yours...
Because I haven't gotten to the duct part yet.
The duct
tape part.
The duct tape. Okay, so to refresh, let's see how well I've been paying attention. Some relative of yours bought a house, hired an electrician...
has a house that it was his mom's.
And there's a dryer he needed help hooking up that was quote unquote hooked up to a 110 power line, and the installer said, well, it's probably electric, while looking right past the gas line that was dangling off of it.
Right. Yeah, the flexible gas line was hanging off the wall with the shut off. The dryer itself just had a nipple on the thing to receive the gas hose.
Isn't that where the milk comes out?
Yes, at the nipple. Yes. Suck on it big.
Okay.
Anyway, so I go to Home Depot. This guy has this huge gym bag full of gear specifically to hook up.
We want to make sure we credit the right place, because you said Lowe's last time you told this part of the story.
Lowe's, that's right. Let's confuse the innocent.
So you walked into a Lowe's thinking you're going to buy something in a package off a shelf. This guy pulls out a gym bag with a bunch of various parts and says, hey, maybe we got something that works for you in here.
And I say, okay, so this, so we put all these different flexible hoses on the counter. And
Are you sure this guy wasn't in the parking lot in the back of a van?
Selling some weed with it? So hey, Sparky.
Hello, Sparky.
Anyway, so he's got all these hoses there, some big ones and whatever, and I says, this is the size of the hose.
Okay. Right.
And you've got a gas dryer right over here. Let's go look at it. Yep, that's the size of the thing. See, that doesn't fit. We need this adapter.
So you need something that makes this hose
Right.
go on that.
So
nipple.
he's trying all these things at the counter, figuring out what the hell am I going to do here. This other guy came up and they explained the problem. Let's get things more complicated, and then they mysteriously walk off. Right?
And you never saw them
But
again.
no. Actually, that didn't happen. I was overemphasizing. Anyway, so he had this whole row of these adapters, and so I took one and with the hose, tried it. No. Oh, that one fits here. This might work on the dryer end. So I went over to the dryer, hooked it up, says, "Yep, I've got the adapter." Right? I'm doing this without those guys being there. So when they did come back, I says, "This is the adapter. I'm really sure of it." But they came with the kit, right? They'll sell you a kit that has a bunch of adapters, a hose in it, and all this kind of crap. They didn't even say the price, okay?
Okay.
He was giving me the adapter for free.
So
free is good.
Found the right adapter in the gym bag, and they let you have it for free in exchange.
So then I go over to the plumbing section and get some Teflon tape.
Okay.
Because we wanted to actually seal. Paid the $2 for that and then left. The next morning I went into the house with the parts and a wrench. The house is nearly empty at that point. You have to bring your own, BYOT, bring your own tools. And I hooked it up, put on the Teflon tape, hooked it up, perfecto. I don't need to go. In fact, I took a picture of the kit, right, in case this didn't work. And I'd have to come back the next day. But it worked, so I didn't need that. Hot damn. So hooked up the dryer. Now, I was showing my nephew, who's the homeowner, and he just kind of laughed and says, "Oh, that's great." But he laughed because the dryer vent part was all duct taped together. This is how we're getting the duct tape. Duct tape together. He's just laughing at that. And they use duct tape, right?
Right.
After he walks off, I muttered to myself, well, the instructions with the dryer calls specifically for duct tape. That's the only damn thing instructions that are clear, right? And actually happened to be in the house, there was a roll of bright orange duct tape.
Okay.
Free, baby. So that's what I used to reconnect the. In fact, some of the duct tape was old and crusty from the dryer. So prior dryer, and hooked that up and then taped it up and did extra layers and all that kind of nice stuff.
I think I just found your nephew's Instagram account.
You did?
Yeah. Does this look like something he might have posted? Today was the first time I did my laundry. It did not go well.
Holy mother.
Is that not your nephew's Instagram account there?
No, I don't think so.
No,
Doesn't look like it.
That's not the right dryer?
That's funny.
Doesn't have the right nipples?
That's funny. Oh, shit. Anyways, so actually my nephew did try it out without the gas hooked up. And he goes, it wasn't getting warm. Duh. Anyway, after I hooked it up, I actually did test it, and it came up nice and warm.
Nice and hot, as we saw in the photos from your nephew's
not
Instagram.
Quite that hot, though. We couldn't do marshmallows on it.
To be clear, I have no idea whose picture that is. It's just something I saw on the internet years ago, and it's one of those great internet pictures that I hold dear in my heart.
Oh, yeah.
It. Oh, I don't have to keep it.
Awesome.
All I do is I just bring up Google image search and search for dryer fire, and like 20 examples of that exact picture come up with the same caption. That's one of those ones that's made the rounds a few times. So I don't know what the story is behind that one. I don't know whose it is.
Right.
I've not been able. I'd love to interview the guy.
Anyway, so actually in the instructions, they say, you get a damp cloth or a spray bottle to check your connections to make sure it isn't leaking.
Right.
And
Bubbles.
this other guy was in the house as kind of a handyman. He was working on some other stuff. He says, "Oh, just use a lighter." And I go, "Of course, there was nothing. There was nothing in the house." I asked him, "Do you have a lighter?" And he said, "No, but his buddy had one." So I went to his buddy. I said, "You got a lighter?" "Yep." So that's what we did. I checked it with a lighter. Not a bit of leaking.
That's you actually tested for a gas leak using
Absolutely.
a light. Why would you do that?
Hey, make sure it's not leaking.
But
It wasn't leaking.
You know what this reminds me of?
It's going to be, if there's a leak, it's a very slow leak. If it was a big leak, you would hear it. I didn't hear anything.
You know how you can figure out someone's motivations? You just got to kind of observe their behavior. For example, back in the day, I worked in the office building of...
with duct tape?
With duct tape. No.
Sparky doesn't believe me? Oh, man.
Back in the day, I worked in the office building with a bunch of ladies that worked in the first floor of the office building. There, they were manning the phones and taking calls and relaying things to drivers and filing dump tickets and filing route reports or whatever. And
this was at the dump.
This was at the I didn't work at a dump.
Not the dump, but the trash service.
The trash service office.
So they were dispatchers, like.
Well, no, the dispatchers were in the back. These were like more secretarial type of administrative work.
Were they taking calls then, or?
Yeah, they're taking calls. They're
they're
applying
customer service then.
Applying payments to accounts, getting the mail, things like that. And one
very
day,
general customer service. Yeah.
Right, and I worked with all these ladies. They're very fun ladies to work with. And one day, there was a gas leak in the area, and I guess like they had the gas truck came out. They're working on it, but it was to the point that when you stepped outside, you could smell the gas leak in the area.
Ooh, a big one.
And all these ladies can do is complain about, this is bad for our health. They should send us home. They should just close the office for the day. They should send us
right.
And they're talking like they're really, really, really concerned about the health concerns of breathing in this gas. And then it was break time. And then they went out in the yard and they lit up cigarettes and took their smoke break. So I'm not saying they weren't really all that concerned about the gas leak, but you'd think that maybe they wouldn't light up the cigarettes. So I think they just wanted to go home.
Yeah,
but they were nice ladies.
The bottom line clue, they really just wanted to go home, was they go out for the smoke break and back. The smoke break. And worried about smoking. Yeah, they're smoking.
Yeah.
Worried about their health and they're smoking.
Yes. I don't like to put bad things in my lungs like gas leaks. Ooh, smoke break.
Yeah.
I mean, that's double funny there. Because, they're sucking in the smoke off the cigarette. And
hey, that's taking a handful of those Cheerios, Sparky,
and
eating them immediately. Yeah. And I'm concerned about my carb level.
So back to the show topic, which is so I did some laundry today, and I was down in the basement, and I noticed that there's a puddle on the floor that was growing from the furnace, and I take a look at the furnace, and I see this is happening. So this is some kind of a regulator valve of some sort. And as you can see, it is not regulating all that well, or it's regulating some of the water to the floor is what it's doing.
Yeah, but that's a water transfer.
That's a water transfer, and it was transferring the water to the surface of the furnace. So there's really no clearance underneath there to catch the leak with a bucket. So I went upstairs and found one of those like plastic trays that you get Chinese food in. And as you can see, I'm weighing down one end of it with a vice grip, and then the other end is hanging off the edge of the furnace where I poked a hole in it, which is then over the bucket. So I've fixed the problem temporarily is what I've done. Now, in a matter of like 3 hours, that bucket fills up. So not something I want to leave running overnight. Now, here's the thing I'm testing. I think everything will work without water going through this section of pipe. And I might need someone to check my math, and I might want to go downstairs in about 10 or 15 minutes just to make sure no fires have started, like the picture we saw earlier. But because when you start messing with furnaces, fires could. But I would think that like there would be a sign warning you don't put this in that position or there'll be a fire. I mean, that would, there's got to be some level of safety to protect a household from an idiot messing with a furnace, right? All right.
But
so
this is the thing that protects the house.
Well, this is the thing that heats the house. Okay, let me show you what let me show you what I did to temporarily fix, because basically that regulator regulates the flow of tap water into the heating loop. But I'm not bleeding the heating loop. The heating loop is full. So I really don't need any water from the tap to pass through there, because I just need the heat to circulate the water that's already in there. So I closed off the switch that lets tap water go through that regulator, and then I turn the heat back on just to see if the loops will still heat the house. And so that's what I'm kind of unsure about, is should I be heating my house without any pressure from the tap pushing into the heating loop, because that the loop's a closed loop. So but I do know if I ever need to burp that loop, there's a spot where I can kind of break the loop and open up a spigot, and that's when that water through that regulator will push water out of the loop, along with any air bubbles or anything like that if I need to burp the system. Here, let me open up Paint and just kind of give a diagram of what's going on. And if Sparky starts if Sparky starts counting Cheerios, we'll find another topic. So all right. So let's say we got the all right. So nice rectangle here. Here's my furnace. Okay. All right. So basically, we got two pipes that come in. And these two pipes are basically the return pipes of where the hot water comes back into the furnace after heating the house, and then they
So one goes out of the furnace, the other comes back.
No, these are both coming back.
Oh, okay.
And then they join up, and then they come back here, and there's
two into one.
Right, and there
You're
are
a perfect Zen moment.
And there's a control for each of these that connects to the thermostat. So the thermostat opens and closes each of these heating loops. So this is where they return to the furnace to reheat the water.
Does one go in one part of the house and then one go to the other part of the house?
Yeah,
like
one's
two
for the
zones.
First floor, second floor.
Oh, deluxe.
Yeah, and then there's a There's an on-off switch here that you can slide up or down to close that off, which basically breaks a loop. And there's a spigot that comes out here, so that way, if you I'm still making squares. I need to make lines. There's a spigot over here, so that way you could this switch is in the closed position right now for the purpose of this drawing, because if I put it in the open position, it would just be flush with the pipe. But anyway, so if I close that and open up the spigot, that would let me burp the lines. Now, of course, the water comes back into the furnace here, gets heated up, and so then it comes back up here, and then at this point it splits into the two lines to heat the house. So that's basically my heating. Out hot water goes out to the two zones, first floor, second floor, comes back in. Thermostat opens and closes them with these controls here that have wires that connect to the thermostats. And then here's the point where I could bleed the system, which means that there's the tap line is coming in, at some point to here. And over here is where we got our leaking pressure relief
Right.
valve thingy. And that goes in there. So that way, basically, this has pressure from the town water in here. But basically, the only reason water would ever need to come through here into here is if I'm closing this, open up this spigot, and bleed the system. So there is a turnoff at this point right here. So if I turn off the water here, this stops leaking, and my loop is still filled. So I should still be able to heat the house, right?
I take it.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. I think on that water heater, I take it there's another pipe with a pressure release valve.
Oh, there's a few pressure release valves, and I know where one of them is.
Not in the line, but on the heater itself.
Now, mind you, this tap water only feeds the heating loops because the tap water also feeds another spot where there is a pressure relief valve, and that's the spot that feeds the water that goes to the bathroom and the kitchen sink and all that. So this plumbing is separate from the other plumbing that gives me hot water in my kitchen and bathroom, because I could turn that off when that pressure relief valve was leaking, and I'd lose hot water to the sink in the kitchen, but I'd still have heat in the house because the tap's feeding in two different places.
So those are completely separate systems,
right?
Saying.
And this is not to scale, by the way, in case anyone was wondering.
Sure, I got it.
So
the water heater is not as big as your thumb.
So, in fact, that's just a mess. So I'm just going to delete that. That's completely wrong anyways. But anyways, so the gist is I've turned off water to here. So tap is no longer applying pressure to this regulator, and it's no longer dripping. But I turned the heat back on, and I think the heat will continue cycling these loops. I don't think that the pressure here is needed for anything other than to bleed the system. But if that's true, then why is this normally left on? So now let's go to chat and see if people are telling me
possible. That's possible that there's a constant slight amount of off gassing of the water. Because you're bringing it to a boil, and so you get air in the lines. There even could be a release for air at the top of the system.
Now, Sparky is saying the thing that is also in my mind, which is the whole reason why I'm talking this out and observing things closely, is that it is there for a reason, Johnny, not there just to cause you issues 30 years later. Now Sparky's asking where it's located, and I kind of diagram that. And then Sparky goes, but Johnny, doesn't some of the water evaporate after a while? It's not like antifreeze. Isn't the outside feed used to keep the water lines full at all times? Well, here's the thing. Yes, I suppose that might be true, but I do know that sometimes, like at the beginning of the winter, I do the thing where I use the spigot and the shutoff there to bleed the line and burp air out of the system. And it did burp some air out of the system at the beginning of the winter. And of course, doing that requires that to be on because that's when it pulls tap in. But I don't know if there's any release somewhere that will automatically do that for me or try to maintain that. And even if there is, I think that's the type of thing that you could turn that off for a day and continue heating your house. Like it's probably it's probably not good to turn it off for a week or
forever.
A month.
Yeah.
But I think turning it off for a guy's coming tomorrow. And here's the thing. Yeah. Well, I could probably change this thing myself because basically it's you loosen the connectors.
Got it. So you're getting an actual plumbing or
here's
water heater guy.
It's an oil furnace, which means I should be paying someone to clean and service the thing annually, I've not done that since I've owned the house. But I know
40 years later.
Well, 5.
Right.
it's
just a dramatic.
I'm supposed to bring someone in here to service this every year. 5 years later, I'm like, oh, I keep meaning to do that. So I'm like, okay, I could swap this part out myself, but I really need to call someone in here anyways. So this way I'll be like, dude, hasn't been serviced in 5 years and the thing's leaking. Can you do both in one call? And they said, well, we could send out a guy to fix a leak today and service it tomorrow. Or if you could hold off, we'll send a guy to do both tomorrow. I'm like, dude, I got a bucket. Just send the guy tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Sparky agreeing with me that one day should not be an issue, and Five Hit Dune pointing out that I drink water.
Water, yeah.
I don't think I really hit an R on that. I mean, I do a bit of a water. I guess it's.
Yeah, that's probably true. Let's drop. Yeah, Dune. I think we can drop the R.
I guess if I was from Pennsylvania, I call it water. But anyways, but I'm not, so I won't.
Right.
Sorry, Sparky. So anyways, that's
if you're really from Boston or the Boston area, you would say water.
I don't know.
Park your car
in the parking lot
with water.
I'm gonna go shopping at Walmart and park my car in the parking lot.
Right.
But anyways, so that's what's happening with my furnace now.
Fantastic.
And you know, so the guy will come out to. Oh, I was just thinking, like, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to be home tomorrow, but Kristen will be here to let him in. And well, Kristen's got a credit card on my account, so she can. They take credit cards, right?
It depends on the tech.
Or
some guys only want cash. How much cash do you have hanging out in the house? Or just don't tell us.
I got a tote bag full of change.
Yeah, there you go.
I can Venmo him. I think I have a Venmo account. I might have to install the app. I never used it.
Again, that depends on how big the outfit. Some guys are just cash only.
Well, Venmo's kind of like a cash-only app.
But it's
great. It's great for the scammers.
All right, hang on a sec.
Okay, so Brian's going to go check that out and do his little do. Now, Sparky writes in, worst I think would happen would be you have very little heat coming from your two loops due to lack of water in the loops. Yeah, but so anyways, I actually turned the heat off and let the temperature of the house drop down 2 degrees. And then I turn it back on before the show to see if it comes back up those 2 degrees. And that's kind of my test. If the heat comes back up the 2 degrees to the normal level, then I know that the heat still works with that valve shut off. Otherwise, I got to set an alarm for the middle of the night to, you know, toss a bucket of water out the back door, which could be interesting. Anyways, we'll keep an eye on that. It's feeling toasty in here, so I think it's come up to heat. Anyways, yeah. So I wonder if Mars is out there, because usually he's jumped in by now. But let's see. Sparky writes in, when you got to get up to pee, just empty the bucket. Well, usually that's like 5 a.m. And then it's and then sometimes the thing is that it takes a lot to motivate me to get out of bed and walk down a flight of stairs. And you would think that, although I will say that generally if I awaken from a dream in which I was looking for a bathroom, typically I force myself to get up and pee at that point because I really don't feel like re-entering that dream. But sometimes I'll wake up and it's like, oh my God, I gotta pee. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Next thing I know, I'm waking up again another hour later, and it's like, oh my God, I really, really gotta pee. You know, those people that kept chamber pots under their bed, they knew what they were doing. But hey, I got a bucket. Oh wait, I would need 2 buckets. One for the basement, one for the... No, anyways, yeah, I will, well, like I said, I think the heat's working. I think having that valve shut off overnight shouldn't be a problem. And I have a smoke detector in the basement. Although generally I don't want that to. All right, so let's see. Sparky sent in a YouTube link. So let me. I need to open up a Twitch tab actually. But hello everyone. Hello Dune. Hello Sparky.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm back.
And hello Mod Pro in the house. And you know what I did today, Brian?
What?
Well, I worked, but also while I was working, I put on Taylor Juvot in the background.
Who's that?
That's the girl that streams for 6 hours off camera, talking about how she's getting ready to get rolling, and we're just going to do a little countdown.
Yeah. Right.
She went,
incidentally, so
she went 6 hours and 15 minutes before she got in front of that damn camera. I started watching at like 5.5.
So the phone call I just got is a guy that leads this men's group that I go to on Tuesday evening.
Mm-hmm.
And it just occurred to him, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Should we have the meeting or not?
What's that?
Should we have the meeting or not?
Oh, well, that all depends.
And I played dumb, so I'm gonna have him check with an expert.
Well, that all depends. Did he get the reservation that he needs?
See, he just took care of it by going a day early, so he took his wife out already.
Oh, okay. See, because if you forgot to get the reservation, what you do is you have the meeting anyways, and you blame it on someone else for not canceling the meeting, and it's like, oh, I had the reservations, it was a beautiful night planned, but I can't get out of this meeting.
Well, by this time though, it is cards are only available for total losers.
I didn't buy a card. I bought a gift. And speaking of gifts, we got the gift that keeps on giving. Mars is in the house.
Sir Mars, hey.
I'm not a herpy. What are you talking about?
That's not the only type of gift that keeps on giving.
Dang.
My new pour over coffee thing. That's the gift
I tell you
keeps on
that.
giving.
Way better, isn't it? Way better than your stupid coffee pot you had before, isn't it? Way better. Oh my God.
It gives me more time to
Hey,
do
Sparky.
activities.
Yeah.
To wake up before I perk up.
But like I said.
But yeah.
Does she hit it and quit it? What?
Well,
are you talking about the pour over? What?
No. We're talking about Taylor. Taylor's 6 hour stream this morning. She got a rocking and rolling, and we count it down. 0.9, 0.8, 0. We count it down. We put W's in the chat. I put Z's in the chat because I fell asleep. But
did you put an F? Did anybody put F's in it, or did they mod you on that?
You know what was great? At like the 5 hour 45-minute mark to 6, I was like watching it somewhere around 5:30, 5:45. I just do it on the background while I'm working because to me, it's just entertaining how obnoxious she is, and it's also entertaining to take a look in the chat and see the people that just don't have a clue what's going on, and they're confused. Like, wait, she's counting down again? What is this? And it's like, dude, you're new here. This is the stream.
Yeah, right.
But then she starts putting, put ones in the chats if you're ready for her to get on camera, 2 if you're not.
Well, she doesn't show herself on cam until that. She doesn't like put a foot up there. Well, people would be very excited.
Well, actually, for a while she had a leg in over the edge of the hot tub, so you could see a leg. For quite a while.
Her leg's gonna go numb if she keeps doing that, though.
Actually, when she got to the point where she was getting in the hot tub, it took her a while to get in because her leg and foot were numb. And she was having trouble walking into the hot tub.
Poor thing.
Had to warm up a bit before she could do the squats. But anyways, but what was funny was at one point when she was doing the, put ones in the chat, if you're ready, put 2s if you're not. Everyone started putting 2s, and she kind of got frustrated about that.
Good. That's hilarious.
I was like, oh my God, I think we figured out how to break her. But
yeah, when she's going numb, you're like, yeah, everybody can put a 2 in there, so she goes even more numb.
But then again, she did stall for another half hour past that, so I really don't know how much we broke her. But here's the thing, though.
Do people go just second 20 minutes? I'm almost finished.
Well, her mods really policed the chat. I got timed out for 10 minutes for saying that the stream was making my brain hurt. And I wasn't saying that as an insult.
I wouldn't be able to talk at all.
Here's the thing.
Me.
After listening to a half hour of her saying all these things that mean she's getting ready to go, it was this brokenness that existed in my head where everything she said had lost all meaning because she kept saying one thing but doing the opposite. And if you listen to someone say all the same things and do the opposite for a half hour, it starts to mess with your head, man. And so I actually wrote in there, is it normal for this to make my brain hurt? And the mods timed me out for 10 minutes for that one. And it's like, dude, it wasn't an insult. My brain really hurts, man. I was just saying that my brain hurts. That's not necessarily a bad thing.
Incidentally, so I got a text from my friend.
Yeah.
And he said, the expert that he talked to said, yeah, let's have the meeting. So we're going.
You're having so did you have reservations for tomorrow?
No, we typically don't. I mean,
where are you going fishing? What'd you say?
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Huh.
So I will have to get the card.
Yeah.
I have a gift. It's wrapped in an Amazon box.
All right.
Got the pull string thing. Yeah.
You know what? Mine is an Amazon box. It's called Lysol. It'll be here in about. It's one stop away.
It's got a strip of paper in there to let her know
how
much I paid for it. You know.
Will this time be a chair?
You know what? I'm not. We'll see what happens. I have no idea. It's supposed to be a can of Lysol.
Chair
I got it. I got it. I changed my guess.
Oh, you changed it? Did you phone a friend?
Lava lamp.
Lava lamp.
You know what? They're not getting it back. I'm keeping it. I miss my lava lamp. I had a cool one. It was a black base at the top, and it was yellow with the red liquid inside it. The like goo that would go up and down. I love that thing. I think it was great.
So anyways, Sparky Toaster sent a link. I think we're.
Everybody, Jeff Dunham and Peanut. It is time for my video card here in Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay.
Peanut.
All right, Jeff Dunham with his puppets.
You guys are awesome at this. All right, here we go. Okay, here's my Valentine's card to you. Will
Is
you
there
be
no video with this?
mine on this Valentine's Day? You know what I want. I'm ready to play. You think you're ready? I'll give you my best. My flavor's different than all of the rest. I'm warning you now, and the tough nut to crack. But once you go purple, you'll never go back. Happy Valentine's Day,
Oh.
Once you go purple, you'll never go.
So Hartford, Connecticut, was at the Civic Center or something?
I don't know.
Someplace with lots of traffic, I'm sure.
In the 70s, there was a Hartford Civic Center. They got a whole bunch of wet snow, and the roof collapsed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fortunately, no one was in the building, because that could have been bad. Probably like in the month prior to the roof collapse, I went to a concert there.
Oh, that's exciting.
People were talking about suddenly a bolt would fall out of the ceiling, and
good.
Like what? So
Did anybody keep it?
It was the bolt.
Yeah.
Free souvenir.
I suppose. I didn't get one of those.
Actually, it's funny if you go to Golden Gate Park, and if you go over there where the Golden Gate Bridge is, there's a tourist center, and you go in there and you can buy bolts from the Golden Gate Bridge. They're pretty huge.
Cool.
Yeah, they're pretty huge.
Yeah,
They're about the size of baseballs. They're pretty big.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, Sparky was.
That's why they call the movie Lethal Weapon.
So, was it a wooden ceiling?
No.
Oh.
No.
It was steel in a technology called space frame. I don't know if you've heard of it. This was one of the early space frame buildings. Actually, when I was in Houston, I was working at Texas Instruments, and their building was space frame rather than just the roof.
rough.
Is this? Don't they have? Oh, what is it? The thing in Seattle, their dome thing. Isn't that part space frame or something? The one that retracts
I'm
and
not. I
opens
don't
up.
know.
Uh,
I don't know.
well, anyways,
It could be. I mean, when you look at space frame, you go, "Oh, now that's different from your typical crisscrosses of steel."
mm,
It's basically a set of triangles. That's just the
So-
silly way to describe it.
so Sparky Tosa writes into Mars. Hopefully, you get Lysol and not a heater regulator.
You know, if I do,
If you do, you got to
yeah.
call me. Let me know.
Yeah.
I'll send you a couple controller cards for IDE and floppy disk if you need it too, along with it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Now,
I got a
Dune-
bunch of those, and I got a bunch of freaking what are they? The giant long cables that have like 12 different things on it, and yeah.
Nice. Dune writes in about Taylor Javot's stream. I have to say, from what little I have seen, it does not appear like there are a lot of subs or bits on that stream. If there are, there's not announcements about it. But the thing is that she gets like 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 viewers at a time in there.
Wow.
Now, over the course of 6 hours, a lot of people drop off. A lot of people join in. But I think people have figured out that the 5 or 6 hour mark is where to kind of hang out a bit, because it definitely went up 1,000 views by the end of the stream in the last half hour. The thing is, I don't know if she's getting ad revenue. I don't know where the payday comes in, but I know she's been doing this for a while, and it draws an audience. And like I said, her squats are not that. I mean, if she faced away from the camera, I think the squats would have been better to watch, but she faced sideways. I mean, every now and then she turned around because that bikini was that string thing. I mean, it was quite a
Only farmers.
only farmers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to be lonely at onlyfarmers.com. I'm not eligible for that.
Why not?
Well, 2 reasons. 1, I'm married, and 2, I'm not a farmer.
You can still sign up for it.
I guess I could plant some seeds in the
Yeah.
backyard and then
Yeah.
sign up. But then there's the whole I'm married and not looking to date.
Well, no, there's just a chat room in there. You can chat. You don't have to date.
I could chat with the farmers. I'm not
Yeah.
here for dating. I'm just here to
Yeah.
chat with farmers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there you go. So, yeah. Anyways, it's funny. I chose for the stream topic. I wanted to put something in the stream topic that had to do with the furnace thing, and I went back to grade school. And because you notice I wrote in the topic there, drip, drip, drop, drop, leaky furnace soon will stop. And this is
Aw, that's very rhymy of you.
well, I didn't write that. Back in when I was in grade school at Hillsborough Elementary School, like 3rd or 4th grade, I went to that school from 3rd to 5th. So, because for kindergarten through 2nd grade, I was at Woodfern School, and then at some point they opened up another elementary school in Hillsborough that was closer to me, and so all the people in our neighborhood went to that elementary school from 3rd to 5th. But at some point there was a one of the repair handyman around the school was named Ken Tootin. I think Tootin or something, and he retired. And so, all the different classes had to make little cards or gifts for him. And so someone was selected to make a card that we were all going to sign. And the outside of the card said, drip, drip, drop, drop, leaky sink soon will stop. And then, the inside of the card, hooray, hooray, Ken Tootin's there. And they're like, well, what do we do next? And so they got a rhyming dictionary, and they ended it with, leaky sinks soon beware. So that was so that's what I went back to in my head with the whole drip, drip, drop, drop, leaky sinks soon will stop. Hooray, hooray, Ken Tootin's there. Leaky sinks soon beware.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
I don't remember anything about my grade school. I remember there were stairs in it. That's all I remember.
I remember I remember a few times I would use the restroom, and I'd open up a stall, and there'd be a entire roll of toilet paper submerged in the bowl. So I'd have to go to the next stall.
Why would they do that?
I don't know why someone did that, but someone did that. And then someone did that more than once. And then someone tried to flush the toilet after doing that and flooded out
Oh,
the bathroom.
yeah, there were always flooded
It's-
bathrooms here and there.
And this is why we can't have nice things, because
Dude,
after
at my college, they'd sit there and take all the paper. You know the paper towels? Where you take the paper towels? They'd sit there, take all the paper towels, and throw them in the sink. And then they'd turn the water on. And I'm like, why are you doing that? I walked in the bathroom once, and this is at my college. I walk in the bathroom once, and the sink is going. Nobody's in there, and there's paper towels in the sink. Now, the paper towels... Oh, I don't know what it's doing. I'm sorry.
Johnny, can you please explain what Mira is doing? Who's Mira?
I don't know who Mira is.
Oh, wait a minute. There's another channel called Mira. Let's see. Mira's in a shower with a guy
Oh.
wearing a bathing suit, but the shower's not on. And
Are they doing things?
no, they're just they're just chilling in a shower stall with the door closed.
Oh.
Is
Okay. All right.
A little strange.
Are we allowed to watch this? Are you keeping this up in the corner so we can watch the final result, or?
now, I mean, this is cool because there's a little something for everyone. Because they're both wearing bathing suits, and he
For now.
for now, but although I have to say the handles on the shower doors are really blocking me from getting a good look at her bikini. So
Well, you should type in the room. Can you open the shower door for us? The handles are blocking things I want to see. Can you open that for us? Thank you.
I already got
Can she read chat in there?
I already got blocked from chat once today.
Can she read chat in there? Are they ignoring us?
Well, they have I think they can read chat in there because they have an iPhone in the shower with them that's propped up with the door handle inside of the shower.
Good.
Why does he got a bunch of bruises on his back?
Oh.
Oh, there's a light in the shower still. They just turn the lights. No, they turn the lights out. Okay, they turn the lights back on.
Maybe the bruises are from earlier. You don't know.
I don't know what this is, but it's not very interesting to listen to someone else describe it, so I'm going to stop. But it is under the pools and hot tubs section.
Yeah, all of us might be changing channels very soon.
Oh. I can only on my laptop.
It's pretty
my
boring.
memory is so I can only watch one Twitch stream at a time.
So anyways, going back to the bathroom story. So, of course, because these dipshits were fucking with the toilet paper and flooding the toilets, one day the teacher makes an announcement to all the boys in the class. There is a bathroom sign-out sheet in the back of the room. Next to it is a roll of toilet paper. When you need to use the bathroom, you ask for permission. You go back on there, you sign your name and the time that you sign out. You take the roll of toilet paper with you. You bring the roll of toilet paper back with you, and you sign back in the time that you're back. So, I'd like to say a special fuck you to the assholes that fucked up our bathroom time in grade school. So,
Sorry.
yeah. It's okay. Is that your Lysol?
Supposedly, that's what it is when I open it, right?
We get to find out live right
It's not
here.
gonna be boxed for a Lysol. Actually, you'd think they'd be like a bubble wrap.
Is it Lysol? Or is it something else?
Yeah, get your
Fucking
camera
Lysol.
ready, Mars.
It is.
We're
Amazing.
at the edge of our chairs.
We might have to do some more investigating this week
No,
if we.
this is actually Lysol.
It's Lysol.
But the best part about these are, I get the bubbles.
Oh, fireworks!
Yeah, pretty much. Sorry, I love these things.
You got the Lysol.
That was the best part. That's the word you said. I should just buy a box of those bubbles, honestly.
Nope, you got the Lysol.
I did. It's actually Lysol.
So-
I need it. Yes.
Today was a good day.
Oh, I got
Today?
the right thing? Yeah.
Today I got my performance review.
Oh!
And
All right. How'd you do?
Wait from work.
You're looking for another job?
I gotta tell you, all of my performance reviews at this job have been better than any performance review I have ever gotten at any other job.
Wait,
My
does it
boss-
come with cookies?
But no, but I have gotten whoopie pies in the past, but not at performance reviews, but just a general.
I don't know. That's a pretty good performance review if you get like stuff with it.
See, my current boss gets me.
Oh.
My Fong didn't get me. Nordine didn't get me. And Patty definitely didn't get me. But well, here's the thing: my current boss gets. My current boss gets that sometimes I just need to vent. So and the thing is that I don't complain to him as much as I may have complained in the past. But then again, I also don't work next to him day in and day out. I have other people I can vent to more casually.
So
But-
he's not here your constant banter.
Right, but I do vent to him, and he hears it, and then he offers to do things about it, and I'm like, well, I don't know if that's necessary, but maybe this or maybe so he listens to me, and then we talk it out, and then he helps me, and then I feel better, and
Aw.
here's the thing, I think throughout my time at Tharco and throughout my time at Enternock, end users had nothing but good things to say about me. I mean, that's
right.
the thing. If my Fong did my reviews based on the feedback she got from everyone else in that building that didn't work at IT, glowing review.
Yeah, from everybody that didn't work at IT, right? If you got the ones from IT,
Well, I think, you know what? What was IT? IT was Brian, who got along fine with me.
and I'm
Nick-
sure he would give you a raving review.
Yeah, Brian would
right.
give me a raving review. Nick would.
Yeah, it would sound like this. Well, the guy is a total idiot.
But
But he keeps all the computers running, so he must be doing something.
Hey, we
right.
had before you, we had Gary G.
Gary G.
He
Wait,
does come
wait,
off as an idiot.
wait, does that mean his initials were GG?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Gary G. GG. Yeah. Well, I think.
And then his wife worked there, Judy G.
Oh,
No.
JG.
So it was
Now-
Gary and Judy G.
See, Brian, I don't think you would have anything bad to say about me in our time working at Tharco.
No, not really.
Nick might complain about me not pulling my fair share and paying for coffee creamer.
No.
And,
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
and he might have a snarky comment about my discussion of holiday socks. But
The holiday socks. Boy, that could be a big replay here.
he really got pissed off.
What, because you wore holiday socks?
Well, he couldn't find men's holiday socks for Holiday Sock Day. And
Oh.
I had dress men's holiday socks.
It's easy. You just go on Amazon and click in the button and go.
Well, he didn't know how to use a computer. He only knew how to program them. But
That's right.
That's
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Just say, send me some dollar, we'll go shopping. Come on.
we like Nick. We shouldn't
Yeah,
say
just say, hey, yo,
bad
yo,
things
Nick,
about
send
him.
me some dollar, we'll do some shopping. Let me open my phone.
But-
Let's go.
But he really had this whole attitude about it. Where, well, there's no such thing as men's holiday socks. I don't know where they expect us. And that's like, dude, I have men's holiday. They exist. So this was pissing him off, and it was kind of pissing me off. This attitude he had towards it. So then, when you came in and he starts it again, and I'm like, dude, I told you I'm wearing, and he told me to pretty much shut the fuck up, that it wasn't my conversation and I should fuck off. With the whole
Wow.
intro.
Did you
So
just sit there
I
and
was
laugh at him?
Just in Amazon, looked up holiday socks men, and this takes ugly sweaters to the next level.
You know what you need to do now, Brian? You need to take a screenshot of the of men's holiday socks on Amazon
Yeah.
and text them to Nick and see if he gets the
Let's
reference.
see if you guys can see this.
Your green
zoom
screen
into the-
effect is totally messing with
It's
them.
totally
because
messing it up.
They're
Yeah, that's
holiday
right.
themed. But what is that? Is that a screen?
So those are two socks, and
Okay.
it's Elf. What's his name?
Oh,
Will Ferrell. That's Elf.
Will
Yeah,
Ferrell.
Will
okay.
Ferrell. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I love Elf.
Santa's coming. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I love Elf. Elf was great.
So
The cartoon one sucked. Don't watch it.
Nice. Pick a green one for the effect.
now if
Now
we're-
here's one. You're kind of going, which holiday is this? There's an American flag. There is an Easter bunny, apparently.
yeah,
There's
that's all of
an
them.
Easter egg
That's all of them.
Wow.
Now
That's
Dune,
multi-holiday.
and Christmas and a shamrock for St. Patty's Day.
well, Dune writes in, you should have bitch slapped him back to cubicle. Well, technically, that's what he was doing to me because he was in his cubicle having his
Right.
bitch conversation to Brian. I was intruding on his cubicle with my whole
Gators.
look at
Gators.
my socks.
This is
so
what you
he
should have
bitch
done.
slapped me back to my cubicle is what he
This is
did.
what you should have done, Gators. Right there. This is what
Yeah.
you should have done. Open the mini fridge. Take the creamer out. Drink right from the cart.
start
and
chugging
then
it.
just chug it and put it back in the mini fridge. Say there. Bye.
I like this on the bottom of the socks. It says, "I'm not sleeping.
I'm just resting
I'm
my
resting
eyes.
my eyes."
Yeah. Oh, those would be perfect for my chair on my. Now we
Here?
pause
Yeah.
for Dune to complain. That'd be great for kicking my feet up on this chair, though. Yeah. So, anyways, I think all of IT pretty much. I mean, Dale never had a bad thing to say about me. He just quietly pulled my Fong into his office, closed the door, and made her do the dirty work.
Yeah,
and-
you do the reveal.
And I
The,
think he
the
only
review.
did that once. I think there was one time that I got really snarky with some dumbass on the phone, which was a support line, not our end users. I never got
Right.
snarky or uppity with our
Right.
end users. But when it
Yeah,
came to
vendors, they got the back end of their hand.
well, here's the thing. I am as demanding with vendors, as support vendors, as I am of myself. So what you hear me dish out on the phone to them is what I'm dishing out to me in my head 24/7. So,
Right.
I kind of have a love-hate relationship with myself. You know? But that's the thing is that I really hold myself to a real high standard, and so I also am. So yeah, when it comes to other support people, I expect them to be putting in the same effort that I'm putting in, and so when they're like a dumbass that just don't know what the fuck they're doing, it's like, dude, either help me or get me to someone who can. And when I get someone on the phone that won't do either of those things, that's when it's like, well, I'm just going to be snarky to you until you do something about it. Do your fucking job.
So you know what my big gripe is on Windows 10? You come up on a problem and the error codes are so vague.
Mm.
It could be anything. It could be an alien invasion, as far as you know. That's how vague they are.
Well,
For example, I have at any one time I have at least 3 Windows computers that are running,
yeah,
but I only have one printer hooked up to it. Right?
right.
Hey, perfect opportunity to have that one share its printer.
yeah,
Right?
right.
So I go to that computer, share the printer. It's a little goofy because you have to kind of make sure that things are really working right.
Mhm.
You get out of it, go back in, see if it's still set. Okay, got that all set up, right?
Right.
You go to another printer, says, okay, the name of that computer plus, backslash name of that printer, right? Put that in. It spins for probably 3 minutes, and then it just, holy crap! I can't find it.
What is this? Just printer on your network or what?
It's a printer that's hooked up to one of the computers on the network.
So you have a physical wired printer still?
Yeah,
All right, we found the one guy that still got it. He's
yeah,
holding on.
and it's USB.
So it's not parallel port.
No, those are all gone now.
Actually, I used to have an HP LaserJet 4 Plus that had parallel on it, but I stuck a JetDirect card in it, so it was on wire. So it was Ethernet based. So
I remember
Yeah.
all the designers at Tharco had like some sort of an AutoCAD software that used a parallel port hasp to verify the license.
oh, it was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Pro
yeah,
E,
yeah.
dude. Pro
So-
E
Yeah.
did that.
And so when we bought them new computers, I had to go like to an online store and find PCI parallel port add-on expansion cards
Yeah.
for all their
Yeah.
computers.
Well,
Gosh darn it, they worked.
you know, it was either that, Gators, or what you could do. You could get parallel to USB adapters. That works too. 'Cause
Wow,
I had to
that
do- I
I've
had
not
to do it-
seen.
Whoa.
That'd be
Yeah.
a big ass dangler thing, wouldn't it?
No, it's,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. No, I had to use that. I used that for some ArcView stuff. I had
So
to
I
use mine
used
on.
to.
Yeah.
So I had this ritual each year for doing my taxes. I put all my data in Quicken, okay, and my
Oh,
ritual was get the old box of fan fold tractor fed paper, put it into my dots matrix printer, and tell it, let's just dump all the crap that's in Quicken. I would sort it by categories, so at least I don't have to
Ooh.
do math. And and it would print out 100 pages or something, right?
Right.
And that was part of the ritual. Then I could go start to actually do the taxes, kind of go through and mark these for that's a deductible, this is an expense that's deductible, this blah blah blah. So beautiful, right?
Okay.
And that was a parallel printer connection.
Huh.
In fact, I think I got sick and tired of doing it. I still had half a box of paper, I think.
So, if I have doing writing into you, Brian, uninstall it, reinstall it, say yes to share, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And Mod Pro is having s'mores, which Mars, get out of my head, because I was
What?
going to say, where did you set up the campfire? But Mars, you wrote campfire in the living room.
Right next to that gas dryer.
or are you having Philadelphia style s'mores?
What? What the heck is that? There's only one s'more, Gators. There's
What is
chocolate,
it?
marshmallow, and graham cracker. What is your problem?
I knew a guy in college that was from Philly, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
he was friends with Gothard. He was kind of friends with me. We were kind of acquaintances, and he dropped out after sophomore year. But he was friends with me and Gothard. He was better friends with Gothard than me. I kind of spooked him because the thing is he
Wow.
was from Philly. And I'm, so I had no problem running up to him and go, "Hey, Jason, how's it going?" Whereas Jason tended to get creeped out if someone ran up from him from behind, growing up on the streets of Philly. So
You're lucky you weren't stabbed, honestly. Seriously, because you do that in certain areas, especially in Oakland, they will stab your ass.
yeah.
Y-
So
yeah.
So I didn't realize that was like totally like messing with him. Like, because
Oh.
I'm just, we're just on a college campus out in, Annville, Pennsylvania.
Right.
Nothing.
Amishville, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's just right on the Hershey Highway there, US 422. But anyways, but Jason was from Philly, and so Gothard actually hung out at Jason's place in Philly at times because when Gothard would drive home for like a break or something, the drive from Annville, Pennsylvania to mid-coastal Maine was a long drive to do in one day. So he'd like to find a stopping point along the way. So stopping in Philadelphia was only a short segment of the drive, but doing Philly to Maine was better than doing Annville to Maine. He kind of got
How
an
long
hour.
his drive is that in number of hours?
Which part? Philly to Maine?
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Like 6 to 8 hours, wouldn't it?
Probably about 8 hours at least.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a long drive.
Yeah. Sure.
8
Absolutely.
hours is a long ass drive.
Yeah,
Heck,
I mean,
a lot of times when I'm making a drive, I stop every hour to pee.
yeah. No, it's about an 8 hour drive to get from Philly to Maine, but to go from Annville to Maine would be how long would that be? That would be 9 hours. So he basically shaved an hour off by hanging out at Jason's folks' place for an evening. And I don't, he might have went for a week. I don't know. All I know is that at some point he spent time at Jason's house there, and they went to this local eatery with some of his friends, and they were like, "Oh, they got this new thing here. That's s'mores." It's like, s'mores? It's like, yeah, they bring out these little burners, and they have the kit with the marshmallows and the little skewers and graham crackers and the Hershey
like Bunsen burners at my table.
Yeah, they were like, well, it's like those like gas heaters that you put under food for at catered events. They were using those so that you could roast marshmallows at your table at the diner.
Cool.
I have something like that in my earthquake kit. What it is a little plate, and what it does. Oh, he went to a place like that. Dude did. No, there's what I have. It's like a little plate, but what it is, it has gas. It's like the top of a gas stove, and you hook one of those little gas containers to it, the little bitty ones that you use for camping. And I just use that. It's in there for earthquake kit.
Propane
yeah.
or
butane.
or butane, whatever.
Yeah. It's one of those. It's earthquake kit, but they're really neat. You got to use it to make sure they work, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
they're work. Yeah.
So is that
By the way,
what Mod Pro's doing?
Mod Pro asked if Dune had seen my Twitter today. Did I say something that could have gotten Dune mad?
Well,
I was trying to be good.
Oh, Brian, you've been tweeting a lot of non-political things lately. I will say I've noticed that you've tweeted a lot of inane.
How about Dune? Dune,
bullshit.
has you seen my Twitter feed?
Let's take a look. You retweeted Larry the Cat.
Gotta get Larry. Now that could be considered political, though, but that's UK political. That doesn't count for anything.
You know, I tried. No. I once tried to discuss Brexit with Dune. He shut that right down.
Fortunately, we don't have that problem.
I thought since me and Dune had no dogs in that fight, that might be a fun topic. But Dune shut that right down. Shut it right down. No, we're not talking Brexit. I'm like, but who cares? It don't affect us. We're not the ones that are screwed. They are.
Right.
Cat.
The new season for Clarkson's Farm, season 2, just came out, and right off in episode 1, and Jeremy Clarkson is conservative. He's pals with Cameron.
Okay.
The former PM.
Right.
He also interviewed Boris Johnson back in his good old days. But he was fairly vocal against Brexit. And on his show in this farm deal,
there were a lot of people vocal against Brexit.
A lot of people vocal for it, against it.
And Parliament hasn't made it. Parliament just says, well, we're going to do something about the farmers' subsidy.
Oh.
We promise, and they haven't done anything yet. Meanwhile, these farmers are being screwed over. Oh, because a lot of the money for the subsidy was coming from the UK, from the European Union.
Dude writes in, never happened.
Never happened.
What?
Never happened.
Are you saying that never happened, or are you saying that it will never happen, that we'll never discuss Brexit?
Right.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
Either way.
Because I just remember, I think I broached the topic once, and that's my recollection, and it was like, nope. And I'm like, what? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to go there. It's no big deal. It's just amusing that we don't have to go there.
I mean, my take on it was people didn't really know what they were voting for, and like when it turned into a huge fucking mess, that I think that was an appropriate moment to do another vote to be like, hey, are you all sure you really want this? Because, and I mean, to me, when Theresa May held the snap election and it didn't go her way, that was a huge message from the people that yeah, you know what? We didn't really know this is what we were voting for.
Yeah, right. It sounded good on paper.
But then the opposing argument is, well, if you just do over votes until you get the outcome that you want, then it's just anarchy. But I think there's room for both sides there, and ultimately the side that won out was don't hold another event and stay the course and push it through.
Well, here's the thing that I find
that's what they did.
Refreshing. Okay, every year now in California they have a proposition to the people.
Okay.
About how a how we're going to
Earthquake!
No, I'm beating up a box. I'm sorry. With a pair of
on
scissors.
how we're going to do what's it called, where they hook you up to a system and they clean out your blood.
Leeches?
No. A dialysis.
Dialysis. So they were going to regulate the dialysis clinics, which would basically force most of them to close. That gets defeated
That's
each
bad.
time, but the people that want this regulation bring it up again and up again and up again. So we're going to vote this until it votes yes, and we start killing people. I think this is what it comes down to. Now, of course, the thing is, the ignorant mass, which I am including myself in it, I have no idea how this works. When you look at read the proposition from the yes and the no's, you go, okay, one of them is lying, either that both of them are lying.
I mean, there are some things that really need to be decided by doctors, and maybe like people who are not doctors should mind their own
you
fucking
get
business.
a committee of legislatures, which is what we pay them for, to come up with a decision on it.
Consulting with doctors, hopefully.
And they would consult with doctors, hopefully, yes.
They're
probably going to
you
figure
can't
out
count on legislators to do that
doctors-
anymore, though. I mean,
They're probably going to figure out which doctors are paying the best as far as the lobbyist fees. I mean the bribes.
Oh, all right. Let's get a little less depressing, can we?
Yeah, but I don't need a dialysis
how
machine,
those
so I guess
s'mores?
that doesn't affect me. How are the s'mores?
Well, you might need one someday, Brian.
What's more? I approve.
So Mod Pro needs to tell us how her s'mores are and how's she heating them. Like what's the now? Racer wants to talk about coffee.
Coffee.
I approve that
I got
too.
a topic on coffee.
You got a topic on coffee.
Oh.
So there is a big brand of coffee makers.
Mm-hmm.
They make other kitchen appliances as well. Bria, I forget the name of it.
There's Breville, there's Bria, there's
something like that. Anyway, it looks like a high-end Mr. Coffee. Let's be bold, right?
Okay.
Blunt.
Oh, there's also Bun too.
It's not a bun, though. It's not a bun. It's this other brand.
Okay.
Bria or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they had one of these at my my late sister-in-law's place, and various family members would come in, and various family members would use it. But the typical thing of that house is nobody would frickin' clean anything. Okay, so you open up the top to look at the coffee filter thing in there, and you can see the old coffee in there, and this big white fuzz is on the coffee.
Oh, that's
they need to clean that sucker out. They gotta clean that out.
Yeah, you know what we did? We took the whole thing and threw it in the dumpster.
Did you?
It was disgusting.
Oh. You could have cleaned that out with vinegar, but I don't know if I would have.
That reminds me of all the Cool Whip containers of potatoes and carrots in our fridge.
Why did you put your potatoes and carrots in Cool Whip containers?
Well, because that's the containers we had. One of my mom's favorite meals was one that was quick and involved a small amount of cooking, because my mom was not exactly a classic homemaker or homekeeper.
That's fine. That's fine.
I mean, she did a lot of that stuff, but then she also wanted to go back to work, and she took on teaching and eventually worked up to principal, which is great. But so then she started delegating a lot, but she'd still come home and make dinner. And so she took on a lot of, like, at some point she stopped making meatballs from ground beef and just buy a bag of frozen meatballs. Or you buy, like, the box kit that just, brown meat, throw it in the skillet, there, boom, dinner. So she loved quick, easy dinners. And one of the things was they used to make those big, and I don't know if they still make them or not, because I don't use them because I hate this shit, oven bags, like a big clear bag that you.
Oh yeah, I still make those.
And so she'd throw in some chicken breasts, open up a can of sliced white potatoes, throw that in there, open up a can of carrots, throw that in there, twist tie.
That's
the
how
bag
we cook
closed,
our turkeys.
Poke a few holes in the bag, put it in the oven. The bag kind of expand and blow up. It's got the airs to let the holes let the air out, and it would all cook in the bag there with a nice gravy. And we always had lots of leftover canned carrots and canned potatoes, and because it was pretty. I mean, the carrots are kind of mushy. The potatoes had this weird flavor to them. I mean, it was okay in the gravy with the chicken. But when it's like, hey, anyone want seconds on carrots and potatoes? No, I'm good. But that was good food.
We said they were canned, right?
Right.
Yeah, you don't
That's
need
the
to
hard
use canned
part.
for that. Just
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah,
Well,
you
that would
throw it in
involve
there.
Potatoes,
peeling and
onions,
cutting
and whatever, and they'll cook fine.
Here's the thing: open up
Anyway.
a can, throw it in the bag is quicker than peel and slice up carrots and potatoes. So that mind you, this was my mom's goal was quick. She was working. She came home. She had to make dinner. So let's cut her some slack here. But I
She
hated.
told
it.
you to make dinner.
I hated
She
it at the
could have
time, though.
brought whole a tray from Costco. Done.
But
Did they have Costco then?
But my real issue was not with the dinner. My issue was with what happened after the dinner. She wouldn't throw out the leftovers because that'd be wasting good food. And,
You could send it to China.
I remember I heard someone on the radio that said she used to think that when people said they're starving children in China, that they were trying to encourage her to throw out her lunch because...
I guess.
Well-
It really kind of doesn't make sense. So what does it really mean?
Right. Well, her logic made more sense. Was that if there's starving children in China and this is somehow connected to her food, maybe our trash goes to China. So if she throws out good food,
Well, the
it'll
interesting
get
thing
to
is
the
for
starving
today,
children.
It does go to China, right?
Right. So she thought that they were saying you should throw out your food. What this person on the radio was. But
Did you ever get Nick's discussion of his mother's cooking?
many times.
Oh yes.
At
Classic.
some point, she got tired of the complaints, so she stopped cooking, and which left all the older siblings to help out the younger siblings that just didn't have a chance even to.
And Nick was right in the middle of that thing, so
Right.
he was on the thing that was working to support the other children.
Right.
When I moved back here, everybody had their knife cooking. So that's how that went.
Nick had a rough childhood from the little bits and pieces
Yeah.
that got leaked out here and there.
When you have 10 siblings or whatever, yeah. it can
He
be
came
rough.
from one of those big families where they just
Popped him out.
One of those Catholic families.
Yeah.
That practicing Catholics.
Right.
Practicing Catholic.
Making
And I don't mean
Catholics,
they went to church every Sunday. I mean they were practicing at home too.
Right.
I see.
Well, that is a big part of the religion. Is that you have to be
Fruitful and
procreation.
multiply.
Fruitful and multiply. I mean, heck. The Catholic position on blowjobs is only for foreplay, not to completion. Because that's
la 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 la. I don't want to know. La 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 la.
you didn't know that?
I don't want to know. Nope.
I think that was in one of the letters from Paul.
No,
I think.
no.
I think
I
that
don't.
got
No. I don't know who Paul is. I'm not talking to Paul. Paul is
Paul
dead
is-
to me.
Paul
Go
is that
away,
hair-
Paul.
Paul is that alien from Roswell.
Go away, Paul. I don't want to talk to you.
Dude just wrote in, holy shit.
No, la 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 la
Yep.
la la la.
Yep.
Sorry, dude.
Dude
Sorry.
quit. Dude quit.
What'd I do? I didn't do anything, dude. I swear.
Well, not everyone practices to a certain level, but Nick's family practiced the procreation angle.
La 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 la.
So there
Well,
was
okay, so
10
he
of
would,
them.
he would say they would go out to a restaurant, the whole family,
Yeah.
and the father would order all of the meals, and there was no such thing other than well done beef. So it would be cooked
That's
to
horrible.
yes.
Go away. I want my freaking. Well, I like it medium normal. Go away.
You know what that reminds me of? And this is totally not nearly as bad as that, but it reminds me of the time that Dad took us out to Burger King. And I was like, oh boy, I read in Zillion's magazine that the healthiest thing to get on the menu at Burger King is a BK broiler, hold the mayo. And the chicken tastes really good. And I was doing this for a while. And we go there and my dad's like, oh, wait, I got Whopper coupons. And it's like, but I don't want a Whopper. What do you mean
Yeah, you do.
want a Whopper?
You want a Whopper? You want to do unhealthy crap? Not a Burger King. What is your problem? You should have said, yes, Dad. Can I have a double? That's what you should have said.
That's what I should have. No, the coupon wasn't for a double. It was just for a Whopper meal.
You get two of them and you stick them together.
How about a Whopper Junior?
No, that's the sad Whopper.
Now,
Brian, that's the sad Whopper.
Sparky wants to know what you were singing.
I was singing the la 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 la. I don't want to hear Gator talk about whatever.
Whatever. Doing it.
No, bleh.
Catholic foreplay?
La 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 la. No.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember.
Dude says he's done. He quits. That's what he said.
You know what's funny? I remember. I remember one time in high school in religion class when the topic somehow the topic of sex had come up in class, and I think it was Dragos that asked the religion teacher, "What about the pull-out method?" And
really?
And the teacher said, "I don't know what that is," and that was the end of it. And I'm like, it's not that hard to figure out what that is. I mean, but basically that would be also against the Catholic religion. There's only one appropriate finishing move, and so that's and that's the one that's open to life. But that's
he said not pull out.
No,
withdraw.
Dragos,
that's like going to the bank and you're going to get some money, right?
Dragos called it the pull-out method. Maybe that's why the teacher didn't understand what he was talking about.
Right. I think we just damaged Sir Mars.
But Sparky points out that early withdrawal will make you lose interest.
Oh, boo!
Oh, that was perfect.
No, I think what Mars was singing was the Smurf theme. La 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 la
Yeah,
la
yeah.
la 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 la.
Incidentally, my church thought the Smurfs were satanic, so I don't know.
Yes, probably.
Yes. Yeah.
What was that? The Church of Gargamel?
No, my dad took me. My dad was interested in trying different churches, so we went to Southern Baptist. Oh dear goodness! Just no. Yeah.
Well,
My youth group was 120 kids, and they were showing us videos, and they're like, oh yeah, and someone asked about something, they're like, yeah, don't watch the Smurfs, they're satanic.
Well, I think one of the things about the Baptist church is that they don't really have a whole central thing, so one parish to another could have different things going on.
That's basically true, yeah.
So there is, yeah. Now Dune writes in that this is what the Catholics practice, is the rhythm method. The rhythm method is still open to life because you still end with the same finishing move. You just try to time it right. But that
You're making it sound like a Mortal Kombat game. Finish it. Fatality.
Finish fatality. I think.
Or actually, later on, Gators. Remember, there was a babality. There's babality there, so there you go.
Well, you know what you call people who use the rhythm method, right?
Parents.
Yes.
No.
I've told that one before a few times. Now, Dude says that there's something called the rhythm method, also otherwise known as 5-Hit Saturday.
Wow.
Aha.
He does play Getting It On music.
It's a segue.
He was playing some Getting It On music yesterday. I'm just saying.
Oh, man.
I still love the Mormon concept of soaking and jump soaking.
I'm not familiar with those concepts.
What?
Well, and we've discussed this in the past in the show, but apparently there's this thing or this theory among the practicing Mormons that it's not penetration that is sinful, but it is the act of having sex that is sinful. So if you just penetrate and then do nothing, that's called soaking.
Pop it in. And
Right.
let
If
it
you just
soak.
if you just pop it in and don't move, that's okay. And then if you get a friend to come and jump on the bed while you're soaking, then you're not actually making the movements, so that's okay too. So that
We should just get one of those old weird beds that in the hotels you put the quarter in the slot and it
that's
vibrates.
not a bad
Yeah,
idea.
there you
but
go.
you have to have a friend put the quarter in.
Oh, you're not allowed to put the quarter in?
Well, then you've basically kicked off the motion. That's gonna, So this has.
Oh.
Or what the thing has to do, it needs to have a timer. So you drop the quarter in and you got 15 seconds.
But you
to,
still
get set up.
You still initiated that. I think the
I
point is
suppose.
so.
I suppose.
So you have to.
Oh.
But then
Okay.
again, if you ask the friend to jump on the bed, you still, in a sense, kick that off. See, I mean, these are not things that the leadership of the church are going to bless. These are just like loopholes that members try to
These
find.
are loopholes, I see.
This is bullshit. I don't think there's certain things that are more joke, a wink and a nod, not serious. I think soaking's one of those jokey
So
things.
basically,
among
when you're
the-
Well,
soaking, you're hoping for an earthquake.
Have you seen the thing going around that at some of these, I think it's Pentecostal churches, couple have trouble conceiving, so that they'll, shall we say, do it right in the sanctuary in front of everybody.
Oh.
And
Is
they're
that-
being blessed as it happens?
Do they sell tickets?
No, I don't want to know
guess.
about that,
I don't
dude. No, no.
Is
I don't know.
is this
Nope,
open
nope,
to the
nope,
public if you
nope.
want to kind of visit and check the church
Or at least to
out?
members.
So it's a members only type of thing?
I don't know.
I
mean, it's not. The picture doesn't exactly describe the qualifications and the ramifications.
we have a lot of questions about this.
Yes,
I just thought of several.
right. Backdoor knocking. Damn it.
Backdoor knocking. Backdoor knocking. Okay. What? Why am I googling this?
Yeah, why?
Knocking at Your Back Door is a song by the British hard rock band Deep Purple.
There you go. See?
Wicked.
Pressing the tip of one's erect. Okay. Hoping she'll agree. But I don't. I've never got that. Anyways.
Purple.
Sparky
As
rates in
we're,
purple.
Degenerating here.
I prefer their first 3 albums. Original lineup of the band.
I think you showed those vinyls on air one time. It was a Saturday night or something. You're like, yeah, I got some Deep Purples. Here, check it out.
Yeah, I got some Deep Purple on vinyl. I got a multicolored Deep Purple vinyl. It's a bootleg of various
You know,
things.
it's cool when bootlegs look better than the original. Seriously, I mean, I got a bootleg of Lord of the. Okay, number one, someone gave this to me, but they gave me a bootleg of Lord of the Rings before the DVDs came out. The menu system way cooler than the actual DVD because I
Cool.
actually bought it afterward because I liked
Wow.
it. I bought the extended edition, but the menus were way cooler in the bootleg than in the freaking regular DVD.
Cool.
Yeah.
There is actually a Wikipedia article for soaking.
Oh, I don't. I'm not looking at that
Wow.
wiki. You enjoy that.
Soaking, also known as marinating or floating.
Floating. with Okay.
The practice is said to sometimes be accompanied by jump humping, which involves enlisting the help of a third person to bounce on the bed which a couple is laying while they are engaged in soaking, thus generating the missing element of motion without allegedly making the couple responsible for the presence of the motion. Or to use some other method of causing rhythmic bed motion, such as lying under the bed and pushing up from that position. The third person has been termed the bed jumper or provo pusher.
Gators, do you ask that lady that does the 6-hour streams if she soaks or floats or whatever?
I should ask. Some Mormons have said that soaking is an urban legend and not an actual practice by members of the church. Others have stated that they knew people who had participated in the action.
Oh. Wait, were they the bed jumper or were they the soaky or the soaker?
I don't know. The practice was covered in the television series Alpha House and Get Shorty. See also coitus reservatus, saddlebacking, sexuality, and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and technical virgin.
I don't. No. Saddlebacking doesn't sound good. No. Nope.
In 2009, after a controversy involving the Saddleback Church, the column defined saddlebacking as a phenomenon of Christian teens engaging in unprotected backdoor entry in order to preserve their virginities.
No. Hell no.
To the no.
God. Bleh.
Coitus reservatus, also known as, that's just plain.
You know, Gators, you really should put the
coitus.
educational tag on your stream.
I really shouldn't I?
How does
Yes,
the
you
line?
should.
How does the line go? And what does that mean? Do looking out my back door.
Yeah, that's the song.
Bleh.
Lock the front door, oh boy. Do, looking out my...
No.
The dude wants to know if that's where the term just the tip came from. Well, didn't Andy have a joke that the punchline was keep the tip? Had something to do with a leper?
Oh, no. What?
I think it was like, what did the leper say to the prostitute? Keep the tip. I think that was the...
Oh, something like that. Yeah.
Which was very odd, just coming out of nowhere from Andy, because he never told a dirty joke before that. He usually was kind of serious, just business, and then he lays that one out, and it's like, what the fuck was that?
Horrible.
But speaking of
horrible.
purple, what is the phrase? Purple monster
Purple monster
to describe the unit.
I
can't remember.
I know. I once had a big purple friend named Bonsai Buddy. It was free, but I don't know. I don't think that's what you're.
He was everyone's friend.
Bonsai Buddy was everyone's.
I helped
free
him
friend.
go home many
He was
times.
Free. You got him for free, and he was your friend. Remember Bonsai Buddy?
Yeah.
Mars remembers Bonsai Buddy.
I do. I've told this before, but there's this guy that used to come to my lab all the time and say, okay, well, my computer has viruses. Can you help clean it off? So I go clean it off for him. And he goes, well, don't get rid of my little friend. Your little friend? Yeah, the little purple guy in the corner. Don't get rid of him. He's my friend. Oh, okay. So I do it. I do like a Malwarebytes and whatever else, clean it, and then he'd go away. And he'd come back. He goes, well, you got rid of my purple friend, but don't worry, he's back now. And I have viruses and stuff. Can you clean my computer again? And this would happen 3 times in a month. and I have a cute cat, dude. I have a cute cat. Oh, Sparky.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was lots of fun little free toys well, I remember one time there used to be things that would install themselves on your computer, but they would lie dormant until the next reboot. Remember?
Yeah.
You ever do that? Reboot your computer, and all of a sudden, like, it's just... well, that happened when the cable internet installer showed up. And he puts in the cable modem, and he goes, okay, reboot your computer. I reboot my computer, and all these ad bars come up. And, click here for porn. Click here for music. Click here for... I'm like,
Right.
what the fuck is this shit? But, usually I was pretty good at cleaning that shit up. But...
I never got any of those things. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I did do a lot of file share sites. For a while there was a site called iMesh.
Oh yeah, I'm Amish.
Yeah, and I used it all the time, and I don't think I ever got infected from it. But the thing is that I always knew to say no to the extra things I want to install with it.
Right.
You read K++. That didn't have anything.
So I'd use LimeWire some. I used to, but
LimeWire had a lot of them actually.
But I usually used iMesh was my one of choice, and I found iMesh generally had a better search and selection of things than LimeWire. LimeWire was more geared towards music, whereas iMesh had music, movies, TV shows, software. People were
because I did it
too.
Because I had everything too, and I used it.
And so I always told people, and they're like, "Where do you find all this stuff?" I'm like, "On iMesh." And then people will come back to me and go, "I tried that iMesh thing. It put a virus on my computer." And I'm like, "Well, you gotta watch out for that." Like, what do you tell them?
No, that's why I didn't use regular Kazaa. Someone made a hack of it called K++. And K++ basically had nothing in it. It was basically a box and a search, and you search, and then all your crap came up.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, you also had to be careful what you. Well, at some point,
what you got, yeah.
At some point, I started using eMule, which I think was a spin-off of something called eDonkey.
Yeah, not my favorite.
Well, iMesh disappeared, and eMule was my replacement for that. And eMule was really good for a number of years, but at some point, every time you search for something, one of the search results would be exactly your search term .exe.
Yeah,
So some bot infected eMule to basically return, wildcard.exe for the search term to try to get their virus on your computer. And at some point, that started becoming the only return. It dried up at some point.
And Scour was a pretty good one, but it was only music.
Yeah.
But, this was back in the day of illegal downloads. No one does that anymore. So.
No one does that anymore.
We have YouTube.
Never.
We just watch it online now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways,
and Napster's still around too. You can use Napster legally now.
Yeah, well, Napster's not what was the one that replaced Napster when Napster went away? It was Audio Galaxy or something like that.
I think it was Audio Galaxy, yeah.
But they were a website based one. But the thing about them was at some point they avoided lawsuits by basically saying, "Hey, they use the Napster defense. We're just a middleman. People are using our service. Go after them. We're not. We just host a site for other people to trade and share things and talk about music." But what they did is they said, "Hey, if you want to ask us to block something, we'll block something." And so that was because I remember I was working in New York.
CompuServe? I don't know. There might be.
Because when I was working in New York with Peter Barron, and he had a friend, John Kivel, who had his own indie label, Kivel Records, and one of the bands they recorded was Adrian Gale. And Adrian Gale was in there in the studio like, "Hey, check this out. All our songs are for free on this website here, including a song that's labeled as us, but I don't know what this is." And they download it and they listen to it like, "That's not us. What the heck is that?" And John,
if you don't come out with content, we'll make it up for you.
And so they're there kind of bitching like, this sucks that people just could get it for free. Because, they were just a small independent. They were on an indie label. They're not bringing in the money. They're not rock stars. They're trying. And here people are, getting it for free instead of paying the $10 for the CD that,
Little did they know Gators had taken the reel-to-reel and uploaded it to YouTube. And
No, never. No.
But is AOL still a good thing? Is still a thing?
Yeah.
They have DSL, I think.
So John Kivel, owner of the record label, he's like, "What is this?" And they're distributing all my music for free on there? And I said, "Yeah, but if you send a request, they'll block it." Let me tell you, within 24 hours, every Kibble artist was blocked on the website.
Nice.
But then, I mean, the big labels, of course, just sent their whole roster. It basically is like block all the. So that killed that. So they avoided a lawsuit by basically saying, "Hey, we're just a website, but if you ask us to block something, we'll do it."
There's Demonoid, and Demonoid was around for a long time, but people used to get so many viruses and everything through Demonoid. And
well, Demonoid was a torrenting site.
It was
so
more
that
torrenting. So.
And those are the sites that started getting the FBI takedown type of thing.
Pirate Bay still eludes sometimes.
Yes, Pirate Bay is still around. Torrent still exists, but they've not seeded nearly as much as they used to be.
Yeah.
A lot of that has really dried up.
Yeah,
but,
I just don't torrent anymore. I don't see a reason to.
The problem I had with Demonoid was now Addy loved to always say, you don't need an antivirus. All you need to do is not click yes. But I tell you, there were times I browsed Demonoid and I didn't click on anything.
Oh.
And an ad bar would start automatically.
That's why you needed an ad block with Demonoid. If you didn't have an ad block, you're screwed.
That is what I found out. You cannot navigate Demonoid without an ad block because the advertisements, you don't even have to click on them. They had code with them to start injecting viruses right onto your computer, just loading on the web page.
There are many people I helped with that one.
And I thought that, that was something that I'm like, dude, I get that you need advertisement, and that's what makes this all free. Because
wasn't only that, they just inserted viruses too, and trackers
But dude, stop like I complain on the forums, like, dude, get your fucking virus garbage off your website.
Did they laugh at you, sir?
Well, I got told by 20 people that you should install an ad blocker.
Pretty much.
I did, but my point still stands. That if you're gonna host a website, you ought to make sure there aren't viruses on it.
Because Demonoid was completely legal and completely up and updated.
Well, it was supposedly run by people that actually did care something about their end users. I don't know.
That's funny.
Demonoid seemed to be one of the better run sites. Like they were one of the more popular ones because they actually had a community and they actually. But then again, who even knows? But they kept getting taken down because they were like top dogs. So the FBI
kept taking down, moving other places, taking down, moving other places. Pirate Bay just keeps a loot. So you can't do anything with
the
us.
The thing that gets me is that the people that ran Demonoid, I don't think they were even American citizens. They were not in America. It was not hosted in America. But the FBI shut it down and arrested the guys.
A lot of times they're in Russia. That's the thing.
And I'm like, dude, I don't think that's really cool that our federal government is basically invading foreign countries to arrest people for running websites. Like, what the fuck is this horse shit?
Unless they got a local law enforcement involved.
Yeah, but still, like, what? I don't.
And got invited by the foreign government.
But then again, I think really what happened was the industry went about targeting this stuff the right way. Make things more easily available for cheaper and easier than the effort it takes to torrent. And I think that's why most of the torrents have dried up, because there's so many streaming options that are relatively cheap.
I mean, after all, you could go download Audacity for free. Oh, that's right. It is free.
It is free. And Sparky writes in, question about cable internet. Is the speed you subscribe to restricted at the modem via the MAC number or something? Since cable feeds entire neighborhood, I wonder how they limit your speed, since top speed has to be out at the telephone pole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's supposedly the modem, they say, because there was ways to unlock your modem back in the day. Now, with DOCSIS 2 and above, I'm not sure. But there was a way with DOCSIS 1 to unlock it, and people used to do it. They also get caught, too, because it shows on their thing that the people have unlocked it. And then they take
when
away.
you buy your own modem and then you register the modem with their service, they basically tap into your modem and apply.
Yeah, they take it over.
That?
Like I buy my own, and Comcast has access to it now, and which is fine because I don't really care. I just don't pay them a rental fee. I mean, I'm just like, that's nice. Yeah.
Right.
So then,
what you can do with the modem? I mean, what you log into it and see your speed. That's nice.
So
that's
all. What's the legality of unlocking your modem if it's your equipment that you bought? Don't you have the legal right to? I mean, if you own that,
no,
box,
because you're using their service.
Yeah.
So So you're obligated to ensure that your equipment doesn't surpass the speed that you're paying for with their service.
Yes, you might. Yeah, yes, you must give them the number of the
Basically.
modem. That's when you get it.
Or you ain't connecting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you give them the MAC address and basically the hardware number of which is basically on the back of the modem. You just say, yeah, here it is, and they
Yeah.
add it through the system. And they take control of it.
Right.
And
Well, they add the MAC address to the system, but then
Yeah.
how do they set the speed on your modem? I mean, they basically have to.
it goes
Or-
into their systems, and they
Or it
say
just
which
says
ones
to
you
that
yeah,
to that MAC address, you're only going this speed.
yeah.
So,
'Cause
so
they-
then that's
they-
on. So that's on their side that the speed is limited to that MAC address, not on the modem side.
I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah. From what I understand, it's through the modem, but I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't know.
we'll have to talk to an actual network engineer.
Yeah, you might have to. Sparky goes, their system says only feed this much to this modem. I mean, I always thought it was on their side, but then you know, I never really thought about that. All I know is that I've
Right.
signed up for a certain level of service, and I get that. Except for that time that I tried DSL and AT&T fucked me over, so I fired them. That was because I had problems with Comcast in Oakland. So finally, after they kept sending texts out and not fixing the problem, and then the supervisor came out and said, "Dude, I can't keep sending my texts out here." I'm like,
What cracks
Well,
me up about
fix
Comcast
it.
is they'll say that your level of service you're buying, so many gigabytes per second or whatever it is, megabytes, and it's they're worded up to this speed.
Yeah.
yes,
right?
they always.
But you
because
never get.
Oh, actually, I go over at Brian usually.
That's
I
that-
never get over.
That is
Yeah.
the thing. They do advertise up to, and there's no basically there's no, which to me is kind of shitty because if you're paying for higher speed, then you should at least guarantee that's
Like-
faster than the tier below it. But,
Like I'm
Right.
paying for 600 megabit, and right now I get about 900. So
oh, that's not bad.
yeah, and if I upgrade my modem to DOCSIS 3, was it DOCSIS 3? If I upgrade, oh no, they're new DOCSIS. Yeah, their new DOCSIS 3 modem. If I do that, they'll give me the same price, and they'll sit there and put me at a 1.2 gig down and 35 up. Which, if it's the same price, I just have to buy my equipment. I'm not gonna take their crap. So
I don't think ModPro ever told us how she was making s'mores in her home.
I don't know.
Was she doing them over the stove?
I'm
Fireplace?
using them in the microwave.
Microwave,
Yeah.
microwavable s'mores. Remember those?
Well, you know what I do with those? And I cheat with those. What I do is I take the chocolate, the marshmallows, I put it in a bowl, and I just melt them together and mix them up, and then dip the graham crackers in them. That's what I do. That means, and the nice thing about that is your graham crackers don't get nasty.
Yeah. Well, I remember my they used to advertise a microwave instructions for making Rice Krispie treats. That you could melt the marshmallows in the microwave. But the thing is
no.
marshmallows puff up in the microwave, so you'd have to do it in stages. Let them puff up,
No.
go down,
No,
puff up.
no Gators.
No.
No Rice Krispie treats in the mic. No.
There was a period of time that they actually listed a microwave instruction.
Did someone punch him in the gullet and say
Well,
no?
Well, they eventually took it off the box, and the thing is that my mom noticed that they removed the microwave recipe from the box, but she had previously done it, so she continued doing the microwave way. And then one time she did it, and the marshmallow exploded all over in the microwave.
Yeah, that's not
and-
going to be fun to clean.
Oops.
And she's
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
gullet. Yes.
that's why they took
Yeah.
the recipe
Yeah.
off the box."
Yes, punch him in the gullet and say no.
Punch him in the gullet and say no. Okay. All right. So no. Well, me and my brother just thought it was cool how big a marshmallow would blow up in the microwave.
Well, you get the mini ones. Mini ones are fun because they'll blow up pretty big and they don't make much of a mess. You get the big ass marshmallows, you know,
Oh,
the giant
man.
ones. You get the big ass marshmallows, put that in the microwave. you don't want to ever use that microwave ever again. That's just a throwaway right there.
Oh no, we would blow it up, but it wouldn't explode. It would just puff up big, and we'd stop it before. And we thought that we were creating more marshmallow. Me and my brother were like, "Oh my god, you know how." I mean, we thought it was a life hack. Take a small marshmallow, a normal sized marshmallow, which is a small thing. Put it in the microwave. You got like the equivalent of like 10 marshmallows there in your hand. Sure,
yeah, and once the microwave stopped, you see the marshmallow go deflate the goo.
Well, that's why you got to eat it fast and be careful not to burn your mouth.
Oh my
God. We were like, oh my God, this is great. Look at how big this sticky mess that is. And then, of course,
Can you imagine that one time you were that stupid?
No, the mini marshmallows are fine because they explode.
Well,
they don't make that much of a mess. Do one of those big old Hugongo marshmallows they sell now. Put that in your microwave. You just throw the microwave away. You don't want to clean that.
You know, talking about microwave and things like that, I had a little bit of a shower thought the other day. Because remember last week, Dune was doing the whole, this is the thing about Johnny, that when he gets into something, he goes all out. And that's not entirely true, I don't think. But talking about the coffee, that I went into the whole pour over coffee thing, which
tell you, man, you'd never want to go back.
I mean, the thing is that one could go even more nuts than buying a pour over coffee.
Oh yeah,
and pouring your own coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that I'm curious about things, and I read about things, and everyone finds their spot on a sliding scale. On one side of the scale, you have convenience. On the other side of the scale, you have quality. And I mean, a coffee machine exists somewhere on that scale towards the convenience end, but it's not gonna make awful coffee. It's just that, but everyone does this, including my parents, because growing up, my parents' go-to was Folgers instant coffee.
Ugh.
I tell you, I remember as a kid going out in the yard.
Crystals.
Going out in the yard with the empty jar with the red lid with the big white star on it, catching the fireflies in the coffee jar, and then the next morning they'd all be dead because I didn't poke any holes in the lids. So then the next time I poke holes in the lid, and then I poked the holes too big, so they all flew out.
Now, Gators, I have a question for you. I have a question. We used to catch lightning bugs, right?
Right.
Did you ever take one, smash one on your arm, and watch the big glowing trails on your arm?
No, I never did that.
Okay, I just wondered.
That's not a bad idea, though. But
no, it's great, but we don't have those in here. So
you would think that basically my parents went all the way to the convenience.
See, Sparky, woohoo!
Sparky did that.
Yes,
but here's the thing:
right
my parents did have their limit.
Yes,
my parents did have their limit on that because they would boil the kettle of water and pour that over the instant coffee of the Folgers crystals, and that was their coffee for many years. But then we bought a microwave, and then they tried making it in the microwave one time, and they said no, this is where this is too.
They had standards.
They had standards,
but they had standards.
Folgers. But boil water over the stove, not in the microwave.
They had standards.
That was their breaking point right there. Now, my next door neighbors, they would heat it up in the microwave, their instant flavor crystals. But not my parents. No, they had standards. They're heating the water up themselves in the stove. And then at some point they realized that, because here's the thing, my parents, they had a coffee machine, but they only ever used it at like family gatherings for after dinner coffee. But at some point, I know when it was. It was when Maxwell House came out with the filter packs that my parents decided, we'll just do this. Because that was easier than scooping.
Have you ever
into a
used
filter.
the coffee that comes like in a tea bag?
Oh yeah, I've seen those. They come in the little the foil packs.
Have you tried it?
Yeah,
No.
I've had them.
Well, sometimes it's just in a package, just a paper package. You take that out, drop the thing in class.
You know what? I might have one or two of those in an earthquake kit.
I have used it. It's actually not. Yeah. I mean, it's not horrible.
Yeah, they're not horrible. They're not my favorite. They're not horrible.
Yeah.
They taste better than Folgers. I will tell you that.
Sure.
No, what I do actually, I have some Nest. I have some of those powdered Nescafe with the milk and stuff. My friend brought me back some from Vietnam. And those are actually pretty good because those are not even. I mean, those taste way better than the crap we get here. And I have a bunch of those in my earthquake kit, and then so you just pour it in put it in a big bottle of water and shake it up and drink it.
But you have no
Right.
Folgers in your
No,
earthquake kit.
no. Why would I? Gators. I'm suffering coming from an earthquake. Why would I want to suffer for my coffee? I have standards, Gators.
Right.
But
That's
it's
right.
got the flavor crystals.
No, those are not life-saving flavor crystals.
It's either the method that you've chosen, right, Mars, or I hope the quake is big enough to just put me out.
You know what? Actually, and the funny thing is, if I really needed to, I could go MacGyver and make my own coffee pot. That's fine. I have a Bunsen burner. I have a glass carafe in there, and I could actually put ground coffee in there and make my own. I could do my own French press. That's fine. That's not a big deal. In fact, I could take my French press and put one in the earthquake kit, and I'd be fine. That would not be a problem. So at least in a 7-point whatever earthquake and everything's crushed and everything else,
And
I can have
you
a good coffee in the morning.
And you have Maxwell House coffee in one of those number 10.
You know what?
Cans.
No, I don't. Why? It's what Maxwell House or U-Ban. That's what we need. The U-Ban. U-Ban is what my college had. That stuff is horrible. Yeah, bam. That's right. You chose poorly.
Still better than what they served at Tharco.
I don't know, man. The brown water we had in my division office they had two coffee machines and they were always full of coffee, and they would be there from morning and you would see someone drink like 1 or 2 cups for the entire day. That stuff was horrible. I came in, I brought my own coffee in, made a pot of coffee. Those things disappeared within an hour. Because, you know what?
Yeah.
The hallways smell like coffee. And good coffee. Because I spent the time cleaning those things out. They were Gators. I poured vinegar. You know how you're supposed to do half water, half vinegar?
Right.
I poured a bottle of vinegar in that thing. No water at all. It came out thicker than normal coffee did.
Oh.
Those things were never cleaned. I was like, dude, this is nasty. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
It's all in
so,
knowing how to do it right.
Yeah.
so I get to commute 2 days in a row this week.
2 Gators, what?
Wow.
What?
Well, let's just say I'm about ready to take this damn conference room equipment and start just chucking it through the windows.
Why don't you just stick it together and don't tell them?
No. You see, we bought all this new conference room equipment like months ago at this point. Although they're still putting one of the rooms together.
Gators, how big is the TV for it room?
Well, they didn't buy all new TVs, but they're big-ass bigger than what's on my wall. So they're probably
Okay, like I said, you know what? If they don't get installed in the conference room, they should get installed in the Gators conference room.
Well, here's they bought these speakerphone room sound kits that interact with Microsoft Teams. So that means if you book the room in a Teams call, the screen on the speakerphone actually shows the next Teams call is coming in, and it will join the Teams call. You don't really even need to join from your laptop because the speakerphone is a computer that joins the Teams call, and if you connect and share your computer screen in the room, it automatically shares that screen with everyone else in the Teams call. But here's the problem. The problem is that sometimes people want to host a Zoom call. And so that's why, in addition to having the speaker box with Teams, they also installed this system that has a USB cord that comes out of the table, and you plug the USB cord into your computer, and it basically adds the room's camera, microphone, and speakers to your computer as audio and video devices, so you can run the Zoom call from your laptop and select the room system. Well, the problem is on all but 3 of the rooms, on more than half of the rooms, the camera doesn't show up in Zoom anymore. And so I've been going in on Tuesdays. So a month ago, I opened up a ticket with our conference room support people. They don't contact me. They don't email me back. They don't call me back. So this past week, my boss's boss asks me, hey, what's going on with the Zoom calls in the conference rooms? And I'm like, well, I opened up a ticket. I haven't heard back on that yet. She goes, well, so-and-so was hosting a meeting in that room. It didn't work. But then he noticed that he went in that room and it did work. So you might want to take a look into that. Let me know if you need my help to talk to the conference room people. And I'm like, I'll take care of it. So I go pull up the ticket. They close the ticket without resolving it.
Oh.
What the fuck is this horse shit? So I open a new ticket and say, this is still happening. And on top of that, you close out my last ticket without doing anything. What the hell? So then I get on the phone with two people, and I basically had to spend an hour on the phone with them, proving to them that what I was saying was really happening. Because they're like, oh, are you sure it's not a loose cable? I'm like, dude, the camera works with Teams. The camera doesn't work with Zoom. The cable is firmly secured with the camera because it works in Teams. Like, oh, we've never seen it happen like that before. I'm like, well, so I had to share my screen. I had to get on a Zoom call. I had to get on a Teams call with them, get back on a Zoom call with them to prove to them that, yes, the camera works in Teams. No, it doesn't work in Zoom. No, it doesn't show up here. Yes, no, I don't have Teams and Zoom open at the same time. No, they're not fighting for control of the camera. The camera's not there, man. And so then they come back and they say, we could send a guy out Friday. And I'm like, dude, we have someone on site Thursday, but not Friday. Like, oh, no, we can't do Thursday. I'm like, okay, I'm in next Tuesday. Oh, we can't do next Tuesday. Can you do next Wednesday? Fine! I'll fucking come in Tuesday and Wednesday, you fucking assholes!
Gators, I have a question.
Yes.
How does this conference room software handle StreamYard?
There you go.
It doesn't.
Oh, no.
Well, actually, you know what? It could handle StreamYard because when you use the USB cord, it adds the room equipment to your laptop. So I could join
I say just
StreamYard.
make the one that doesn't work at work disappear, bring it home, and
But-
it'll work fine at home for you.
It'll work just as good as Zoom does, basically.
Yeah, pretty
So now Sparky porting in at my whining 2 days in a row. That's almost like pre-pandemic times.
What?
I don't know. I don't know how I did it, man. I don't know how I commuted to the city 5 days a week.
I don't know.
I don't know how I did that, but I definitely don't want to do that again. But if I had to, I guess I would because I did before. Anyways, Brian wants to get the fuck out of here.
What?
So,
Well, it's just a hint. That's
It's
all.
that-
Low.
Brian wants to watch the people in the shower.
well,
Was that Mira?
Yeah. Well, this has been another fun-filled edition of
Insert title here.
But we do try to be educational here. And I think we've all learned a whole lot here. And Mars, what have you learned this week?
I learned that bootleg versions of Deep Purple are look better than the originals.
And Brian, what have you learned this week?
I learned that you watch some interesting things on this channel. Oh, that was just an ad. Oh, ad one of two.
And one of two. And,
Hey,
and
when you get over 1,000 viewers, you double up on the ads.
and I learned that
What
if
are
you tell,
Meltos? Oh, Pizza Hut and Meltos.
and I learned that if you tell a streamer that their stream makes your brain hurts, they might get offended.
That's why you should ask if they're soaking.
Need some jump? You need me to help with some jumping?
Oh my god. Soaking or floating?
Soaking or floating? Oh dear! I'll get under the bed, kick it.
Oh my god.
Oh god! All right. We got to find someone to raid here. Is what we need to do.
Other than
the shower people? I don't know. Maybe we
Yeah.
should raid the shower people. No, they don't need more views. We should find something entertaining is what we should do. Not that shower people aren't entertaining, but there's plenty of entertaining options. So let's take a look who's doing some music or tunes or something like that. We could watch the cello girl. She's alive. Let's take a look what's going on.
oh,
Alenka-
Ellen Coachello.
Alenka cello. Yeah, she got the electric cello. And yeah, she's going with the electro cello. Yeah, we're gonna go
That's
ahead.
cool.
We're gonna
Cool.
Yeah. Besides, the shower girl's not even in the shower anymore.
Oh,
So-
boo!
Ah,
She probably left
So-
her boyfriend in there.
Yeah.
Here, I'm sick of this. You're no fun. I'll leave.
Like, yeah, you
Right.
stay in the shower. I'll leave a light on for you.
Maybe.
I need to go check my laundry and check the furnace. And
Yeah, I
check
hope
the
your
heat.
furnace didn't explode.
Yeah, I hope so
Yeah.
too. Thank you.
That's
Thank
right.
you. And like I was saying, performance review raise bonus. So now I need to figure out what I'm gonna do for a vacation at some point, because like I
Yeah.
need to get away from this place for like a week.
Hawaii for a week?
Hawaii, that's quite far though. That's and I've done that. I don't know. I'm still leaning towards just hanging out in the Bay Area for a week, and then we could go shoot some Super 8 movies in the parking lot of an abandoned Sears.
I do warn you, it's cold right now. It's only 60 degrees today, so I do have a heater on. I'm freezing.
Nobody likes you, Mars. We took a poll. No, I'm
What are you
kidding.
talking about? Brian lives in the Bay Area too.
We all love you. All right. Thank you everyone for
cold.
watching. Come
cold.
back next week. Good night.
Good night.
Meanwhile,
right, we rated-
electro cello.
Electro
Yeah,
cello.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Good night, you two.
All right. Good night.
How
See
do
ya.
you do the coffee with the cello in your hand?
I don't know, but Sparky didn't learn anything. But next week I will learn if my theory was correct that Johnny's regulators needed to keep water in the system as the water evaporates.
Right,
Well,
right.
heck, it's getting fixed tomorrow. I don't think that's long enough to
Yeah.
really test it. All right. Good night.
All right, we'll see ya.
Yeah.